SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Accelerated Graphics and Signs, 101 East Renfro, Sweet C in Burleson, Texas, can handle all of your graphic needs. Need a banner or promotional products for your business? They got you covered. T-shirts and caps for your group. All you need to figure out is if you want them screen printed or embroidered. How about some slick graphics on that hot ride to make you stand out from the crowd? Accelerated Graphics and Signs can handle anything you throw at them. Located at 101 East Renfro Street, Sweet C in Burleson, Texas, go in and see them. Call them at 817-991-0523 or reach them on the web at www.acceleratedgraphics.net. They are loud and proud and want to serve you. Accelerated Graphics.
Out of deck carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
When you're hungry for tender brisket or some delicious homemade cobbler, then look no further than Leach Brothers Barbecue, located at 1106 East Henderson, Cleveland, Texas. Leach Brothers has been family-owned and operated since 1950. Take it from me, Taco Joe Orwinski. Todd and his family have been filling my belly breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a long time. Heck, I even have my own booth, open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come see them for dine-in, carry-out, and all your catering needs.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
All right. I see people. I see Dana.
Hey. Hi, everybody.
Is back. Dana is back with us.
Yay!
Job seekers. Well, maybe more than just job seekers. Companies. Well, it is. I can see that now. Welcome to the Jobfather, Job Seeker Network Radio, where we encourage you guys with the information that we share here to learn what you need to learn to get that accurate job in the community for your all over the United States. I am the Jobfather. I'm Foster Williams. That is Dana Gingerich there. Dana is the brains of the outfit.
I don't know about that.
I'm just a big mouth. We thank Tiffany Carlin Hurd for allowing us to be here on Joco Community Radio. Let me tell you something about you guys. Joco is community radio. It serves it serves all over DFW, but it goes way past DFW. We're Johnson County. We're located physically in Johnson County. Excuse me, y'all. I forgot I had a little cold or something going on. And so we are here. And look, Loretta Barr is with us, and Elizabeth Sullivan is with us. And believe me, you guys want to hear what these folks have to say. Loretta was with us a few weeks ago, and you guys requested that she come back. And you know what? I've known Loretta for a long time, and she's awesome. And she said, yeah, I'll come back, because we had a good conversation. We're going to talk a little bit about, guys, what we're going to talk about today is a little bit of executive kind of job search and what it looks like, because Elizabeth was with us years ago. Oh my God, I think Elizabeth, you went to GameStop, I think years ago.
Yes.
You were there for 9
years.
Something like that.
That's right.
So let's see who we have with us. I see Sharon Luckage. Hey, Sharon Luckage is with Thomas Edwards Group. You guys need to look up Thomas Edwards Group on LinkedIn. Check them out. I see Mez with us. Oh my goodness. And Tiffany's right there with us as well. And there will be others. Hey, Joel. And there are a lot of people that support us, guys, because they've gotten their jobs through this network, through alliance with this network that we talk about, the Career Search Network. So we start off every show that we have with a prayer. So if you guys would bow with me. Father God, thank you for another day. Thank you for taking care of my cold. Thank you for letting me have a voice today. And thank you for taking care of Dana while she was gone on her vacation. And we're all looking for that job. We want it to be expeditious, Father, but teach us to wait on you, because you know what you're doing. When we ask you for a job, you put it together, and it takes a little time sometimes. And make us comfortable with that, because there's a lot that we can't do as easily when we have a job and we're working 12 hours a day. So thank you for everything that you do, Father, in Jesus' name for us. Amen.
Amen.
So while Dana was gone, Dana had kids. Well, let me try to explain it.
Wow.
Little kitty.
That was
had
fast.
kittens.
Yeah.
Y'all see these pictures. We got 2 cute little kittens, Sharon. Oh my God, you ought to see them.
We do. 2 kittens for adoption that are beautiful.
They're for adoption. Oh.
The kittens are, yes. I want to keep Kitty. I want to keep the mama.
Well, we've also got a little cute little dog that sometimes you guys will hear on the show. And
that's my best friend. He's not.
His name's Wriggles. And he's not up for adoption.
Oh no.
No. Dana would fall apart and I'd have to find another co-host.
Just real quick. Hey, Joco community.
So cute.
I love it. I love this show. I love Dana. Well, we're just spreading love here today.
Lots of love.
Absolutely. So, hey, Dana, tell us a little real quick about your vacation, where you went and all that stuff.
Wow, I'm excited to do so. So we went, my family, my parents, my brother, my nieces, and his fiance went to Panama City Beach, Florida, and just rejoiced in a relaxing, fun, laugh-filled vacation on the beach. My nieces are like my children. I don't have children. And so just, we shopped, we ate, we relaxed on the beach, we played in the water. It was a blessing and a much needed refreshment.
Much needed. Much needed. All right. Well, Dana, I'm glad you're back because I missed you.
Thank you. I missed you guys too. I thought about it, y'all, and I hope everything went well.
Nigel stood in for you, and she did her. Oh my God, Nigel has just got that fire or something. I don't know what it is. People love Nigel, so we'll have Nigel come back later on as well.
Yes, that would be great.
She started her new VP of HR job on Monday of this week.
Oh,
So she's
that's
a week
great.
in, and you know I got to call her this weekend and find out, okay, what happened? What you see? Give me all the dirt. Anyway, so I see Loretta Barr. You guys need to meet Loretta Barr. I'm going to let Loretta reintroduce herself. A lot of you guys remember Loretta, and Loretta works for my old company, Korn Ferry, and she is a subject matter expert, if there ever was one. So, Loretta, tell us a little bit about you, and let's talk about your world, and let's talk about things that you think job seekers ought to know while you're in job search. Because you know what, the job search looks different today than it did 3 years ago.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you, Foster, for inviting me back. And just a little bit about myself. I am a career coach and executive coach at Korn Ferry, and I have been with them officially as a full-time employee since November of last year. But I actually was doing contract coaching with them since, let's see, January of 2021. And I actually started with them doing some contract work even before that. And I just loved working there so much that I said, well, let me just try out, being a full-time coach. So for me, what has changed so much is after the pandemic, I was so accustomed to, if I got laid off from one company, I'd go and find something else. And in the meantime, I do my part-time gig, which is my business, which was coaching and learning and development. But after the pandemic hit, I had to make some serious changes. So tried a few things out, came back to the job network because that's how I knew you guys, the network. But I discovered that the market had changed dramatically. And so that caused me to make some changes and even change in how I pursued a job. So one of the things I want to let people know is that don't give up. As Maya Angelou would say, I'm a woman of a certain age. And so I started experiencing some of that. Let's just say they thought I was a little bit too seasoned in some cases. And so I just had to kind of rethink some things and try a few different approaches and then decide, this is what direction do I want to go in and pursue that direction. So right now, what I do is I coach people who are trying to make a job transition, trying to advance in their current role, or they're trying to start a business. I always help them to get themselves centered by focusing in on what is it about themselves that's very positive. Focus on those 5 things. Ask others to tell them what do they find about them that's positive, and then they start to build their personal brand. Once you have that personal brand, it allows you to be able to look and see, is this the right opportunity for me for what I want to do? And yes, sometimes you might have to take a job because you got bills to pay, but I always want people to keep focused on what it is that you want to do, where you want to take your career, and then pursue it. And don't let things like age or, your abilities get in the way. There's always a way. And since we're spirit-filled people, just as Foster said, sometimes the wait might be a little bit longer than we want, but the wait is always going to be worth it. I know that from experience. Experience.
Hey, Loretta, I've got a good question, and I know you got a good answer for it, probably better than me. But you know how many people I talk to all across the world now.
Yes.
But a lot of folks that are of a certain age, let me get close to the camera. They're not doing my thing. Okay.
Doing his thing.
All of us on this call are of a certain age, and that is not an age that we should be sad about.
No, not at all.
Let us know. Jason Hopper, good morning from Plano, brother. So, Loretta, tell us why people of a certain age we shouldn't be down at all about the job search, guys. Actually, honestly, I turned down a job last Thursday. Not yesterday, but last Thursday. And oh my goodness, I felt like, Foster, what's wrong with you? But no. I'm on a mission. It's not mine, it belongs to God. But Loretta, tell us why we ought to be excited about this this job search if we are of a certain age.
Of a certain age, yes. Well, one of the things we ought to be excited about is the job market right now is still very hot.
Oh,
And
yes.
I keep up with it because I want to know when things start to cool down, because then there's another strategy for looking for work. But I am seeing people of all ages get hired. And I was just reading an article about companies now are coming back. I'm a baby boomer. Are coming back to us boomers and saying, can you come back and work for us? Because we're really struggling. And baby boomers, our generation is such that we have the experience and we can come back. We're just going to let you know, here are some of the boundaries that we may have. So yes, we may have a few challenges, but the job market and the experience that we have that we can bring to that job is going to be something that companies are starting to realize, that in order for us to still be able to survive as a company and grow and meet our objectives and keep our stakeholders and our stockholders happy, we got to get some work done. So now they're stretching out to other people of, as you say, Foster, people of a certain age. So I wouldn't get discouraged. It can be very frustrating looking for a job right now. But again, keep yourself focused on what your desires are. Stay in prayer. Keep your eyes focused on those areas that you want to work in. And try your best to not just try to stay on one path. Look at several paths. Say, okay, what are my skills? And then where could those skills fit?
Yeah.
And then apply for different types of functions. So once you do that, you start to see that you start building up, and I'm going to use your word, Foster, you start building relationships.
I like
got
it.
to say it first this time. Building those relationships, and those relationships can open up doors of opportunity.
I'm glad you said that, because it opens kind of a door for me to say, guys, you know what? That lady, the second part of our show today, guys, every Friday, is going to be the Jobseeker Spotlight. And we've got Elizabeth Sullivan today. And you companies, I want y'all to listen to what I'm about to tell you guys the truth. I'm going to tell you something. Listen. Okay. So Elizabeth is a compliance extraordinary professional. She, guys, is a leader for your company in that respect. We're going to hear her after about 15 minutes or so. We're going to hear Elizabeth talk about, y'all need to hire Elizabeth. I'm trying to tell you. Because honestly,
thank you, Foster.
How you can have a conversation with Elizabeth Sullivan and not hire her? I really don't. Now, let me appeal, Loretta, to the more of the common sense side of the real equation here. The workers of a certain age. I love that. I'm glad you gave that to me, Loretta.
I like it. That is the quote from Maya Angelou is perfect.
Yeah, I got it from Maya Angelou because I've laughed about it. She says women of a certain age.
Yeah.
Love Maya Angelou. And she's got a way of putting it that just surpasses everybody on the planet,
Yes.
And, rest in peace, Maya. But of a certain age means we have a certain experience. And you know what? A lot of companies with their short-term thinking now, the leadership, it's a money game. It's not a people game anymore. All of us on this call have experienced a difference in the feel of the methodology in corporate America. And so, guys, given what's going on in corporate America, it makes sense that you guys hire us. We don't care if you bring us in on contract, because people of a certain age, we charge y'all more money. No, I'm kidding. So it is an advantage having that experience. Come on now, y'all. Let's be real. Yeah. You need that experience in that position to know what's going on.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
one of my favorite coaches was my dad. Of course, my dad was a pastor. And a lot of people, my dad would end up talking to a lot of people about dynamics that are going on at the workforce way back in the day. And my dad said, well, I'll tell you something. You need to understand people. You can't serve people if you don't know what to expect. And if the only thing wrong with corporate America is that people work there. And I died laughing. So, guys, let's be real. Let's be logical now. Who's got the experience is going to be the one to come into your company and know what to do when they get there. And you have to show them where to do it. but that ramp up time will be much shorter with folks that look like us. We
Yeah.
are of a certain age, Loretta said.
Well, the other thing that happens is that we don't get flustered so much about some of the little things.
Right.
We've kind of seen a lot. We know how to come in and get to work.
Yep.
And we tend to follow our word. If we say we're going to be there, we're going to be there. We're not into a lot of the nonsense. We don't get really just flustered by all of the things that can go wrong. Plus, we like to have that flexibility. So if there are some areas where people can match up those skills with the flexibility and they want somebody to just come in and get the job done, a lot of times those people who are boomers or older Gen X, those are the folks that they can get in, bring them in, get the work done. Again, I'm with you, Foster. It could be contract, it could be consulting, it could be short term. Any number of areas can fit, but it does get the work done. It allows that person to have some additional experience. The only thing that I see that some companies are resistant to, and they have to kind of break through that themselves, is that they fear that they have to upskill someone of a certain age a little bit more, which in reality, that's not necessarily true. So they kind of have to break through their own assumptions and think that just because you might be of another generation, an older generation, doesn't mean that you can't learn, that you can't pick up new skills, that there's no desire to learn.
Right.
The thing is, they want the opportunity.
Amen. I'm loving what Tiffany said. Tiffany, I think you just said the thing that I most am about. And she said, experience brings mentors to the table to bring up the next generation.
Yes.
Now,
That's so
Loretta
smart.
just said, hey, difference in generations. But you know what? Folks like me and Loretta and Elizabeth and Dana, we have had a significant amount of experience in corporate America. And we don't want to do this forever.
No,
We want to be able to enjoy what we have been taught. And I say this because of me and what God's done in my life. What we have been taught that retirement looks like. And then we get there and we find out retirement don't look nothing like what these people told us.
No.
And so, you know what? Hey, continue to go and be what God made you and go where God put you. And don't run out of the way. Tiffany, thanks for that, because I like sharing my experience. When I was with Verizon, oh my goodness, did I have a number of recruiters that worked for me, but I was not the boss. There's a difference between a boss and a leader. I'd like to think I was a leader because I wouldn't ask anybody to do anything that I wouldn't do, and I wouldn't get down there and do it myself. And I opened the doors for my recruiters to be able to do those things. And we were a team. We were good. Yeah. I was the quarterback, and I couldn't move around as fast as everybody else because I was older. But back then, yes, I could. I could still move pretty good. But anyway, guys, this is the reality of things. The world finds itself in certain predicaments because of kind of bad thinking, stinking thinking a lot of times. And that's why you need to hire people like Elizabeth. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. What you think about all that, Loretta?
Sounds good. I mean, that is, I work with some companies and some programs that I do coaching for. Some of the companies are doing things like creating reverse mentoring, where some of the younger groups are mentoring some of the more senior professionals. And then it's also going back and forth. The more senior professionals are mentoring the younger professionals on, how to navigate corporate politics. Whereas the younger professionals are mentoring them on, here's what's going on in the world today. Here's how you use certain technical tools. So there is opportunity there for learning from both sides. And I'm just a big believer that, you can always learn. There's no such thing as you're too old to learn or you're too old to learn a new trick. My big philosophy has always been that the only old dog you can't teach a new trick is one that's dead. And still an opportunity to learn. So I'm just a real fervent believer of that. I even had one person, which I thought was so interesting. One person even asked, who was looking for a career coach, and they even asked, they wanted somebody who was a boomer. And I'm like, okay, are they picking me or are they looking for me? Or you will have people who will want that additional wisdom. So for those of you who are looking for jobs and you're feeling a little bit frustrated, I've been there where you are because you are of a certain age. Don't get frustrated by that. Just keep plugging along, try some different things, keep after it, keep networking, keep learning, because there is something out there for you.
Yep. Job seekers, I'm glad that that Loretta just said what she did, because you know I'm the biggest proponent of networking there is. Now, you do not have to be gregarious like Foster, but if you get out, I want to ask Dana this question.
Yes, sir.
Dana, what percentage, now we know it's not going to be straight to, right on the number, but what percentage of jobs do you think never even get out of the office to the open market? Because, Dana and I and other people like us are in those meetings, or we find out when budgets are open for certain positions. And the first thing that we do is go and call all the people that we know before we go post the thing, because, we, as a company, we may not want to employ a third-party company to hire someone for us, because that's more money that we got to spend.
Yep.
What do you think about that, Dana?
Well, I think it depends on the organization. In different organizations I've worked in, depending on how small and if it's a privately held company. With public companies, there's a lot more accountability in terms of and legalities around that, where the positions do have to be posted and they do get out to the general public.
Yes.
The smaller the company is, there will probably be some decisions around hiring people without the market getting a chance to see the role. But I think with a lot of the newer HR laws, it's becoming harder and harder to do that. But there is still a reality that maybe 10 to 20% of roles may never make it to the public. But I think that job seekers can rest assured that there's a lot of great laws around talent acquisition and HR and things that we need to do to ensure diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I have seen over the last 3 or 4 years a bigger push towards diversity, equity, inclusion, and fair standards around posting positions. I would say 10 years ago, good 50 to 60% of the jobs. But moving forward in our current environment, probably 10 to 20% of the jobs don't make it out to the market.
Yeah, easily. So, job seekers, while I'm thinking about it, I want you guys to go to LinkedIn. You don't have to do it right now. Do it after the show. But I'll go to LinkedIn and pull up JOCO, JOCO, Community Radio's LinkedIn page and like it.
Yes, please.
Follow it, like it, share it, because, of course, our show is there. The Who You Know Job Networking Show is part of the network. All of you guys see us all the time on Wednesdays. But, guys, go to JOCO Community Radio and like and follow that page. Please do that. That helps us tremendously. We are getting a bigger LinkedIn. Now, doesn't it make sense that we share this show on LinkedIn? Come on now.
Absolutely.
So LinkedIn is the place. Y'all hear that? Elizabeth Sullivan says absolutely.
That's right. Absolutely.
And that reminds me of Absolutely Abby. So, hey, Abby, go ahead. I know you're out there somewhere. You're always looking at your crazy big brother. But you know what? Jason Hopper said something. Jason Hopper said something to us a while ago, and Jason said, "You know what? Don't tell those folks that you're overqualified. You're absolutely qualified for what they're asking for." And that is what I hear absolutely Abby say all the time. So Jason Hop, you're a man, 50 grand, baby. You're a man. I love you. And Maz, I think you like that too. So anyway, there are a number of people that are listening to us today, guys. That's why I had to say that, because it's important if we keep this going. And there's my friend M. Messiah King. Hey, Miss King, how are you? Okay, I'm gonna shut up because we're supposed to be hearing from Loretta about our job search. Loretta knows a lot more than Foster does. She's a whole lot smarter than Foster.
I don't know about that,
Foster. So, you know what, Loretta, tell folks about Korn Ferry, a little bit about Korn Ferry and why we think about certain things when we hear Korn Ferry's name.
Well, you know what? Korn Ferry is one of those companies that is trying to cover the whole HR cycle. Right. So they do recruiting, and that's how you know them. I didn't even know they did recruiting. They do assessments, and that's what I'm familiar with them on. They do coaching. They do
full life cycle.
Different types of coaching where they go into the enterprise and they will build a coaching program. They have a lot of technology. I work on the KF Advanced side. So a lot of people that we coach, we do it through Zoom calls, and we have a platform that we record them in.
Okay, I hear the music. Loretta, I'm so sorry, but Loretta, we're going to have you back. I guarantee it.
We love Loretta.
We're going to talk to Elizabeth Sullivan.
For you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
Elizabeth, wow. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can hear you.
Okay. A little technology check there. I want to make sure you guys can hear me because you really, really need to hear from Elizabeth Sullivan. And we are going to talk to Elizabeth about what she's looking for and about what some of you companies can think outside the box. I want y'all to think outside the box today. There goes my voice again. Okay. I want y'all to think outside the box because there is a number of leadership positions that exist in corporate America, and I've worked for quite a few, you guys, because I am of a certain age. You know what? And you need to think about, hey, what are the many reasons that I need to think about when I'm hearing why I should hire Elizabeth Sullivan? But before we get there, I want to tell you guys something. I want to tell you our PSA. You know, being on media, there's certain things you need to do. And I want to tell you more about why I want you guys to connect with us on LinkedIn on Joco Community Radio. Joco Community Radio, guys, is proud to be the voice of Johnson County. Now, Johnson County is an adjacent county to the whole Metroplex. Okay, let me see if I figure this out. Johnson County is going to be on the southwest corner of the Metroplex. Sometimes you hear about us because tornadoes roll through here. Okay. And Joco is live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. To listen or watch, we like the watch part, y'all. Simply go to tuneinjoco.com, TUNEIN, all of that together, to choose where and how you want to do that. The Joco Community Radio app, I like that, is available for free, guys, on Android. You need to download that thing. It's on Android and iOS device. I don't want to forget my Apple folks.
That's right.
Simply search your store, check out our lineup, and more on Joco Community Radio. Now, guys, when you're on community radio, there's some really, really interesting shows that are on community radio that we're not on the big syndicated stations. We are streaming radio, and we stream all around the world. I have linked in with a number of people in other countries because of Joco Community Radio. Okay. Now, this episode, The Jobfather, and more episodes are brought to you by Patriot Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep. Nona Reed. I get excited about my friend Nona. I call her No-No. Nona Reed.
Hey, No-No.
And her, I'm going to give y'all her phone number. Isn't that cool? Fuck, you're giving out Nona's phone number. So the number is 844-839-4245. Let me tell you again. It is 844-839-4245. And that's my buddy Nona. And she works for Patriot Claims, and she will tell you inside stuff about insurance that sometimes insurance company may not want you to know. But when we're spending our money on stuff, we need to know what the heck is going on. Okay. All right, now back. I want to introduce you guys to Elizabeth Sullivan. That's that good-looking lady right there on the bottom left.
Hey, everybody.
Elizabeth. And I want you and Dana, y'all probably have already done it. But I want y'all to link in and stuff because Elizabeth, Dana is one of us. Elizabeth is one of us. Awesome. We are very, very dynamic people. We love the Lord, and we want to get out there, and we want to help people mainly. We got a lot of people listening to us right now that are in the same vein. Mm-hmm. I see Mez. I see Miss Messiah King. Thank you for linking in with me, Sister King. And Jason Hopper's with it goes on and on and on, guys. And hey, Sharon Luckage, Thomas Edwards Group, of course. I love Thomas Edwards Group. You guys need to check out Thomas Edwards Group. Okay. Now, Elizabeth, guys, is a compliance, but Elizabeth has been involved in compliance at the leadership level, and she has many, I guess you could say, applications of her compliance experience that can be valued at a company across platforms. So, Elizabeth, tell us a little bit about you know you better than I know you. I know your 13-year-old son Marcus is cool.
Yes, he is. So my name is Elizabeth Sullivan. I am a global quality assurance and compliance executive. I create and lead quality assurance and compliance programs for Fortune 500 companies. I've actually done that for 5 Fortune 500 companies.
Wow.
The big ones, Target, Gap, Family Dollar, so big retail. I build and lead global quality assurance and compliance programs. I basically help retailers reduce their product returns. And average savings is $8 to $12 million in revenue. I also help protect company retailers' brands from risk and liability and help prevent product recalls. And those can average anywhere between $10 to $50 million.
Wow.
Now, Dana and I get excited. You said one word that Dana and I, and there's plenty of other recruiters that are on this call. I see y'all out there. Don't know that I can see you, but I can see you. Okay. We like that word global. That adds an element to what we need as corporations You know, that global aspect, guys, is where Elizabeth has been. She brings that with her. So you guys can expand, because a lot of you companies, I see one recruiter that's with a company, and I won't say your name, that just, what was it, this year, went global this year.
Oh, wow.
They're finding business, and it's coming in because they called me and wanted to hire me. Cool.
Wow.
Thanks, Damien. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. But guys,
I was just going to say one thing. When a company goes global, what you need to realize is that the products that company sells, they not only have to meet U.S. regulations, but they now need to meet Europe regulations, Canadian regulations, whatever country you're selling in, they have to meet those regulations as well. So, yes.
Now, from what I understand, Elizabeth, you've done a lot of travel to find out what the compliance that we need to comply to is, right?
Yes, I have. I have traveled to 40 countries, and I have visited with approximately 5,400 factories. I basically make sure that those factories are audited, that they meet the social compliance standards that they need to, that there's no child labor, forced labor, slave labor, those type of things. And I also work with them very closely on producing products, making sure that what the retailer ordered, right, is actually what the retailer is getting. I just saw an article today that it was actually on CNN. It was talking about just consumer retails in general, that it's up from 10% last year to now about 17% this year. And so, yes. And so that is costing the retail industry about $765 billion. That's B with a billion. So it's a lot of money. And so I help go into retail companies. I help protect the company and make sure that those products meet the regulations and compliance aspects that they need to. And ultimately, that the consumer on the end product, right, is happy with it, and that they come back for many more purchases.
You know what? I just thought of something. And Dana, I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna let you go. I'm having fun today with this, especially because I got my buddy Elizabeth down there. But check this out, guys. People, a number of people that are with us and us on this call are of a certain age. And you remember, we were impressed by the $1 million companies. Now we have gotten used to the B, the $1 billion company.
Yep.
So I guess our next advancement is going to be into the T, the trillion. So we don't have a trillionaire yet, do we? I don't think
Not that I know of.
Dana's going to be the first trillionaire, and I'm going to be her buddy. Okay. All right, Dana, I'm going to shut up, little girl.
No, yeah, I'm just so excited and just wanted to find out a little bit, your experience is so impressive. I love the fact that
thank you.
A number of different, large organizations on some very critical subjects. When you think about an organization hiring for your type of role, what would you say, sets you apart that would benefit them to bring you on board?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Around other candidates, so that we can really show these organizations. They obviously know the importance of the role, but even more important is the role can't be done. The importance of the role can't be executed without the right person in it.
Absolutely.
Give you a little bragging room to just share with us, a little bit about that. Like, we're giving you permission, brag about yourself. I want to hear it.
Right. Okay. What differentiates me from other candidates in my field is the fact that I've had the full supply chain experience. So that makes me very different. I actually started out in the stores, and I managed one of the largest stores for Gap, and I managed up to 175 employees. I then got into a management training program under Mickey Drexler. He's one of the most well-known CEOs in retail. And I became a buyer. So I know how to buy products. And then I also got into sourcing. I was the director of sourcing. I then got into quality and compliance. And also when I was at GameStop, I was had a trade compliance team as well. And so I was responsible, my team was responsible for importing goods into the US. So I always say I've had the full supply chain experience, done everything except for working in the warehouse. And at the end of the day, by having that experience, when I am, when there's a new regulation or when there's a quality issue or God forbid a product recall, then I can work with the buyer because I've been a buyer, right? I understand the fact that they need to get that product to market and what they're trying to achieve. And they want the dollars, for their category to the bottom line. And so I can speak their language, and
that's awesome.
I come into the table, right, with that mutual respect immediately because I've been in their shoes.
Let me just tell you, any organization that has someone with that dual experience, that is hard to find.
It is. Yeah.
Is going to be blessed to have you aboard. At the end of the day, you can have a job description and say how critical this is, how much we need this.
Mm-hmm.
But you need the candidate that brings the breadth of experience,
right,
the breadth of knowledge, and the advanced area that you have experience in that a lot of other candidates don't in the supply area. So
right. Yes.
This really sets you apart. I'm glad we had an opportunity to discuss.
Awesome. Thank you.
30 minutes because, there are a lot of great candidates out there, but finding candidates that not only can check all the boxes, but go above and beyond that and bring a larger, bigger picture to the role, they're going to have more success.
Absolutely. That's right. And I'm so able to, because I've had all of those experiences in all of those different positions, I am able to, go across the company in different areas and be able to meet with different people and get that buy-in immediately, which is great.
Yeah. That's fabulous.
Now you know why Dana is co-host of the show. Now you know why I go run and I hang out with Dana. I love that question.
I sure do.
The question was absolutely brilliant because you know what, companies? Every company, all of you guys are not for Elizabeth. Elizabeth brings a level of experience that certain companies that are in certain places in your leadership should hire Elizabeth. You companies that are kind of, now you're not going to raise your hand and say, okay, my company's stale. But if you guys are not growing globally, there's nothing wrong with it. You may not be a global organization.
That's true.
Nothing wrong with that. But guys, if you have a global component, if you have a want and a desire to go globally, you know what? Elizabeth is your lady.
Absolutely. Yes, I am.
Tell you. And Elizabeth told me the other day, but she still can travel. Now, she don't want to relocate, but she can travel. And a number of things that we can do in her job, especially, can be done remotely. But she can travel extensively if you let her to, because I'll take care of Marcus. Me and Marcus will go fishing.
Well, I tell you what, Foster, I'm actually open to relocating for the right job.
No, she can't leave. No.
He doesn't want me to leave him.
Foster's like, nope, she's not relocating. And she's like, yeah, I can.
I don't. Elizabeth was gone for a long time. And you guys know what I do. Elizabeth was gone for a long time.
Yeah, 9
when
years.
She came back, I got so excited because I know what kind of person Elizabeth is. And I'm not trying to get paid. I'm not trying to get special dibs or, well, I might come over to y'all's house and get in the refrigerator. But,
I'll get you some barbecue, Foster. How about that?
I want to come too. Hey, y'all, we have an amazing question from Rex.
Rex. I love Rex. Rex is in North Carolina, you guys.
Yep.
Oh, hey, Rex.
Awesome.
How are you?
So, Elizabeth, Rex would like to know, how will AI transform learning and leadership?
Oh.
And the experience around that in the next 5 years. And do you think that this, and then on my end, will AI transformation be delivered via the HRIS platform? That's already a yes, and it's already starting.
Okay.
That's already a yes. But I think for Elizabeth, Foster, and I, the question's for all of us, really.
Yeah.
Because we can all apply that to the different aspects. But I can speak up on the leadership development piece from my end. And I would like to hear Elizabeth as well, because your input is so valuable. But I definitely am seeing a increase in tools that we're even using at Korn, Ferry, and Galderma around AI intelligence that helps us make quicker decisions, identify gaps in a much more timely manner so that we're able to coach with and develop our teams, our leaders, and our talent search efforts in a way to find the right people faster, cut down on some of the time. And I think that will also help with leadership development internally, providing them with quicker solutions around the struggles they're seeing in launching their ability to coach, mentor their teams, and identify issues. Elizabeth, what are your thoughts on that?
So I absolutely agree with you. And as a matter of fact, I just had a recent experience with that.
Woo!
Yes.
You were the person to ask.
I know, right? I was contacted by Korn Ferry about a position.
Oh, awesome.
It's an executive position, so very excited about it. And in prep for that, I was actually given several assessments. So lots of questions that I had to answer about my leadership style, about what was important to me, about how I prioritize things. And at the end of this 2-hour, questionnaire, right, these multiple assessments, it spits out this report, which is amazing because it tells you this is the kind of leader that you are. And these are the things that are important to you, right? These are your strengths, and these are things that you might want to look to develop in the future. So it was really amazing. I was very impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, very impressed.
Amazing. I did the same thing when I was hired with Korn Ferry. What a great organization.
Absolutely.
And I completed that same tool and I found it fascinating.
It is.
It is great. It shows you your strengths and shows you areas where you might want to focus on a little bit. And I love that.
It is. It's great. It's great.
I want to put Dana and Rex in a lot of you guys know Rex Howard. Honestly, guys, I do what I do because I met Rex Howard. Before I started putting together all of this stuff, everybody that I talked to said, do you know Rex Howard? And I'm like, well, I got to meet this dude. And so it happened, and you see what happened to me. But I'm going to put Dana and Rex in a bucket.
I'm excited.
Elizabeth easily goes in this bucket. Corporations, I want you to listen to me. There are certain people that there are certain people in resumes that you see that have all this experience on it. But who is that person? How do they project what they feel? What causes them to go in the directions that they go to communicate with client companies and a lot of other people? And you will find that these people care beyond just what we have in the box. Y'all know I don't even want to be on the shelf with the box. And, and there's a caring that is needed. And let me get close. Needed, guys, in corporate America. And people like Dana and Rex and Elizabeth fit that bill. Now, Dana's got a job because of what I'm talking about. Rex has got a job because of what I'm talking about.
Truth be told. God is good.
I know.
Elizabeth's got to be next. Absolutely.
To everybody listening to the show, I have to say this network is incredible. The people in this network are of the utmost quality, not only from a personal standpoint, and knowledge standpoint, but also a teamwork and collaborative standpoint. It is such a blessing to be surrounded in this huge nationwide network and the big chunk of it here in DFW with individuals like Elizabeth and Mez and Jason and Rex and numerous individuals, Joel. And I mean, there's so many people, I can't get them all named on the show, that not only are excellent at what they do.
Oh,
They
yeah.
care enough to reach out and wrap their arms around the community and share this knowledge, and then also support one another in our personal growth, our spiritual growth, and our professional growth. So while our show is targeted at the workforce and blessing the workforce with inside knowledge and encouraging professional growth and giving you the tools to help achieve that, there's also a level of personal accountability, personal growth that is encouraged, and most importantly, spiritual growth, because we all recognize our Father, our Savior, who, that if we didn't have that, we wouldn't be here, we wouldn't have what we have, and we wouldn't be able to love others unselfishly without the unselfish love of our Savior. So
that's right. And guys, honestly, you will see the absolute best candidates that are available for hire on this show. And we want y'all to know that. And we're not ashamed to admit it. You will find the best, the cold candidate,
the well-rounded
on this show
candidate that will come in and honestly be a win for all the hard and soft skills. And Elizabeth is a win for all your hard and soft skills. Thank you so much. It's not just the ability to do things, it's the ability to manage your own self, your own emotional intelligence, your own ability to lead your teams, your own ability to work well with those around you. And that's the type of person that comes out of this network. And that's who Elizabeth is.
Thank you. The type of people that support this network. It's pretty interesting. Maz is one of those. I'll tell you what, if Maz ever needs to get a job on this show, she will come immediately. She is tremendous. Oh my God. And she's from Rhode Island. So guys, we really appreciate you. Jason Hopper, man, you're my man in the whole 50 grand. And I love it. I just love what I do. God put me here. I didn't even see it coming. And then a lot of you guys are not going to be able to see the job coming. I'm going to kind of jack off of what Dana just said. A lot of things will pop up in your life and you're like, how did they find out about me? Where did they come from? Guys, continue to network and meet people, and you will talk. You will hear a person that you will have an affinity to get to know a little bit better. It might be the personality. It might be they might work for NASA and they might know of quasars and pulsars and things like that. That's what drags Foster in. I'm a nerd. And so, guys, we're just people. Sorry. We absolutely are just people. And you guys capitalize on that internal feeling. That internal feeling is a little bit more than what we are taught by the world that it is. Okay, I'm through preaching now. So, what's the best way for us to get in contact with you?
The best place to reach me is on LinkedIn. I'm definitely on LinkedIn. You can find me there. I can also be reached by email at elizabeth.sullivan0422@gmail.com.
Awesome. And I want you guys to know how to get in contact with Elizabeth, because I want you guys to get in contact with Elizabeth. I cannot imagine anybody talking to Elizabeth and not going, you know what? If we don't have an open job in my company, let's go and see if we can make one. Elizabeth is the kind of people that you want to bring aboard your company for many, 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 many reasons. Rex and I talk about, Rex is a senior HR leader, and Rex and I have been friends. I told you about Rex got me started. He didn't even know he did. I don't think I ever told him that. But you know what? This is life. We are smart people. We're so smart that every time we turn on the TV, there's something that looks like it blew up. And oh my God, the world looks horrible. So, it's probably best, especially now, that we listen to what God is guiding us into.
Absolutely. Well, I just want to say thank you all so much for having me on the show today. It has been a true pleasure.
Well, we've had a true pleasure having you here. Look at Dana's
face. Thank you guys so much.
Look at Dana's face. She's y'all, let me tell you something. Dana is fresh. She's back from vacation now. She had a good time. And Panama Beach is a wonderful location,
gorgeous.
Y'all.
Water's clear. Water's clear.
The west coast of Florida is tremendous. Wow. The East Coast of Florida is tremendous. A couple of contracts I had out there put me on the East Coast of Florida. I found a church and a whole man, I was just there. And I had 2 different contracts with that aerospace company because I'm a person of a certain age and I still got a job. Well, I hear music, Dana.
I hear it too.
You know what that means? We will see you guys next Friday. You guys, you listeners, join us next Friday.
Thank you.
Hey, Jill, congratulations.